welcome to Starting Up, the only show on Indian television that brings you up to speed with all the news and trends in the startup community. This week we come to you from the Novotel on Mumbai's Juhu Beach. We've got an action-packed show. Here's what's coming your way over the next half hour. On the show this week, Tecknotrove, a company that creates driving simulators designed for imparting safe and fuel-efficient driving. It's the thumb rule of driving. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. Not sure if Jim Morrison was thinking about road safety when he wrote that song, but hey, here's somebody who's given things a thought. Shantanu Gupta has designed India's first driving simulator, and our very own Dhwani Desai steers us through his story.
Every hour, as many as 14 people die of car accidents on Indian roads. A heart-wrenching statistic that's one of the highest across the globe. Someone who decided to do something about those numbers is Shantanu Gupta. A drive he began by designing India's first driving simulators. The year was 2008. His venture was put into first gear and Tecknotrove was born.
The first benchmark that we had, yes, we know that simulators exist in the world, but we also know that simulators in the world are expensive equipment, which not many people can afford. So what we wanted to do is build an application which is so simple, which could run on any simple desktop computer that you and I use in our day-to-day life. This will flow into this one, and from here it will go here.
Shantanu set out to design his low-cost simulator in 2006 with a seed capital of 25 lakh rupees. It took him 2.5 years to develop the final prototype after going through 4 distinct stages.
The first one was a very raw. It was just basically a basic steering wheel with no controls whatsoever. And then we graduated to adding some foot controls, then adding furthermore animations and realism into the whole project.
While focusing on that real experience, Shantanu had to get many factors right. The speed on the road, the turns, the brakes, and the simulation of an accident. All in different modes like day and night, rain and clouds. He also designed an inbuilt training module to learn how to drive from scratch. But software wasn't the only aspect to worry about. Hardware was equally important, which was different for cars, bikes, trucks and heavy vehicles. Right from making the metal structure of the vehicle to fitting the gear, the pedals, the steering wheel and finally connecting all the parts to the screen. All the parts of this bike and the other vehicles are bought separately and assembled out here, a process which takes about 3 whole days, and up to 40 such simulators are produced out of this unit every month. One of their biggest customers are driving schools, which use the tool to both test their students before they hit the road and for refreshers. But that's not all. Their client list also includes logistic companies and corporates who use the simulators to train their drivers. Well, this is my first time on a bike. Let's see how it works then. important thing here is that you can feel the motor vibrating beneath. You can hear the sound of the bike speeding up, the indicators, the brakes. I'm told it's a complete replica of the actual bike. The only thing that's missing is the movement and balancing, which perhaps needs to be learned from a cycle. For someone who'd like to upgrade himself from a cycle to a bike, well, this is perhaps the best way to learn. Apart from training on vehicles, these simulators are also designed for specific sites such as airport and mining sites, where driving rules are different and risks much higher. As Harish Milvani, VP of the Goa Group Vocational Training Center, which trains drivers in mines, points out.
Normally you will have a worker crossing the road in front of a truck, or you will have a huge wheel loader coming downhill and a truck going uphill, which generally get involved into an accident. So if he does not have an anticipation of how much time that other vehicle will need to cross his area, there can be a collision.
Tecknotrove designs customized solutions for sites with the exact map of the area. Customizations also include left-hand drives and automatic or manual transmissions. Apart from the customizations, the key differentiator for Tecknotrove remains its pricing.
Our simulator range from 2 lakh rupees to 2 crore rupees, depending on the client needs and requirement, which is, as compared to the rest of the world, it's 1/5 or 1/4 of the price.
A revenue model which has gotten revenues of 6 crores in the current year. The startup project is to cross 100 crores over the next 3 years. Just like the cars on the road ahead for Shantanu will no doubt be filled with numerous hairpin bends. As he endures and gets through them though, there's no doubt that he'll be making the roads that little bit safer for each and every one of us.